A1, R1 to A1 for possible RV park. And then we have Scott Allen, Smoky Lane map, 083C group, C parcel 001.00, R1 to C2 for mini storage units. Is there anyone here to speak on any of those? Go ahead.
I'd like to say that as a community,
Hey, would you mind to come up?
Just speak in the microphone.
Yeah.
That way there we can hear you. Thank you.
on the sale system. I live in front of the property that's been divided up, I'd say. And we are not for it. It's just got a small right of way. There's no way that they could be getting RVs, and are we talking about trailers too? Both of them?
It just says RV park.
It's a dangerous place. You come around the curve and then straight in front of our house and then up the road and over. People can see, and when you're putting those things in, you have to have space to see both ways. It's dangerous. Plus, what about the sewage? I mean, how are we, I mean, it's down on the river. The river took it this year, of course, it's Helene, it took about everybody the river. But it takes it about every 2 to 3 years. I mean, parts of it. It's dangerous. When you put those people down there, and then the river rises, how much time do you have to get them out? It's going straight up the hill to get to the top of the hill where you can see it from the road. It's dangerous. It doesn't need to be an RV trailer park or a trailer park. And it was zoned for farming, and has it been rezoned?
No, that's what we're here for today.
We don't need it to be rezoned.
Okay. All right. We have Phil Morgan with us. Phil, what can you tell us about this, this particular parcel on 160?
Well, first of all we want to do is just be fair with everybody. And when we look at a piece of paper, and the acreage is right, that's all we're looking at is a piece of paper and the numbers are there. A lot of this stuff, we don't require a site plan approval before a recommendation. You all back to agriculture. It looks like it's probably been a hayfield or agricultural land in the past, but I mean, if it is going to be used as commercial or something, that would depend on a T-dot driveway, and that we can't give that. The county can't, so that would depend on the state of Tennessee to give them a T-dot driveway access into there. And if it, when you look at stuff in person, it looks a little different than it does on paper. We had a long, about a 3.5 or better part of 4-hour meeting, and I'm sorry, we may have let some things get by us that, we did maybe cross all our T's and dot all of our I's. But what I'd like, we did make a recommendation, but I would ask you all for, we don't meet again until January, though. We need a little more time to gather information on it, make sure we don't be unfair to the man that proposed it, but we need to make sure that it's.
So your recommendation is a body tonight, we turn this down and let it be revisited by the planning commission, is that right?
I do. I mean, I'm
Okay.
shouldering that responsibility on behalf of the planning
Right.
commission, and I might be out of line, but
Okay.
if I was asked to take a vote on tonight, knowing that I need more information, that's what I'd recommend.
So,
I'd like to ask a question about this 565 Highway 160 we're talking about. Do you know whether or not it's in the floodplain or not, sir?
Yeah,
I do.
I think it is in the
Okay,
floodway.
I'm sorry.
It is, it is.
Oh, it is.
Over half of it is.
Okay.
Normally, is it in the floodway or the floodplain?
It's in the floodplain.
Okay, so it may need, elevation certificates, we need more information other than just looking at a piece of paper cut to acres on it.
The reason I asked, Mr. Chairman, is because we've had such a disaster, in our community in the last few months with this flood and everything, and I just wanted it for my
Right.
record, sir.
And,
Thank you.
and just, go ahead.
When I was here at y'all's last meeting, you were talking about that, and we really, we need to know before we recommend you all sticking more stuff in harm's way
Okay.
and all that.
All right, so everybody understands what he's saying.
Yes.
And also, I drive the road every day. I see the road. I'm telling you, That's a very dangerous area right there, because you come right over a hump, and then you go right into a curve. And if there's a driveway right there, I'd hate to be the one pulling the camper trying to turn in there or to pull out. And I'd hate to be on the road meeting each one of them either. Okay, thank you, Mr.
We've
Moore.
lost a cow and a dog right there on that corner, because that used to be our property, 560 back. So, and I got pictures of flooding about a month ago.
All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Sir,
I've been hit, I live right straight in front of it, and I've been hit, cutting off in my driveway.
right, okay,
That's how bad,
They come around the corner and they.
both ways.
yeah, okay. All right, thank you. Anybody else to speak about those two topics? Smoky Lane, also the one on Smoky Lane map from R1 to C2. Anybody here? Yes, ma'am.
We're just worried about, we own all of our property around,
On top of that,
because we own the property.
Okay.
all of our neighbors are very concerned about that.
Y'all were talking about the 565 Highway 160.
I know, I just told them all.
We're on class.
Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, what I'm concerned about is the Smoky Lane. I've lived there over 30 years, and it does flood. It always has water standing in it. They have done a lot of reconstruction, trying to build it up and get it where it does not flood, but it still does have water standing in it. The problem I have is there is going to be, when we lived there, there's trees all the way down through there. Nobody even knows the subdivision was there. Okay, now that he's took all the trees and stuff out, every Tom, Dick, and Harry knows we're there. And nothing to see what's going on. What is the difference in the rezoning law, numbers?
Well, it's going from residential to commercial.
Okay. I have talked to several of the neighbors, and I've talked to some that was in the other Skyline Drive and stuff, and they are against this. Because, I mean, it's just a narrow road, it's one lane going up Smoky Lane. Skyline Road, it goes straight up, and you make a circle. I mean, you may be able to get 2 cars by there, but as far as being able to haul trucks in there and empty them out for storage or whatever you decide to do, there is a chance that there could be some problems.
Okay. All right.
And I would appreciate if y'all would reconsider, do not zone it, please.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I'd like to add what she said too.
Okay, could you come up, please?
I like to add what she said too, as far as where they're wanting to zone that at. It's all been deeded as a subdivision. It's Allen Hill subdivision. That's what it's been for 30-something years, at least, I know. Because that's how long we've lived there, and I've grown up there in that neighborhood. I think it'd be a bad idea too, because you're adding a lot of traffic right in there. There's people who got kids running in there. There's all kinds of, both houses are out there at the end of the road. They have small kids. My small kids are there all the time, 4-year-old. There's other families around there that have small kids, and that's another reason that I'm opposed to it too, because I think it'd be, I mean, they bought it knowing it's a subdivision, and they want to try to turn it commercial right in the middle of the subdivision. So
Okay.
I'm opposed also, and I've talked to a few people, couldn't make it due to work circumstances. Some people have family members that they're having to care for where they're not able to make it in the neighborhood. So they've not, maybe not all, but there's, the majority of them have told me that they have both.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else on those two matters?
Yes, I would. I did own that property. I just sold it on Linda last year. We had cattle on it. We were on Texas Longhorns and horses on the property. And can I approach you? This is what it did down there the other day. That's property.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
It's under 8
So it
foot
flooded.
of water. That whole bottom. My cow got up on the hill like that. But, and just, I've been a builder developer in upstate New York for 45 years. And whenever we see trailer parks and RVs come in, it devalues everybody's property around there. And I don't think none of us want it, so.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Anyone else on those two matters before we move on to the other subject? If not, in a matter of making the following, this is just zoning map corrections. Cynthia Morgan from R1 to C1, Hannah Stephen from currently no zoning to R1, 440 truck stop from R1 to C2, and Innovation Park Highway from C1 to I1, and Pandip LLC on 2570, zone C1/R1 to C2. These are just zoning map corrections. Anybody here to speak on any of those matters? All right, hearing none, we will close this, we will close the public hearing at this time, and we'll call the main meeting at 6 o'clock.
If he makes the change, it will have to be, everybody agree upon it. And I can say for sure, if everybody does not agree upon it, what's to say, because any storage is down there? What about the beer toilet? Anything else that goes out?
Well, and what I would suggest for those that spoke against that one also, is if it is turned down tonight, I would suggest you probably revisit, go to the zoning appeals board at their next BZA meeting and tell them your issues there too.
Do I need to get a petition showing the ones that would like to say no to it, because they can't come?
Or if it's turned down and you go that meeting, that'd be up to you.
Well, we know people that couldn't show up if they're still working. Should we get a petition?
That's totally up to you.
Rodney is straight down.
Did I see somebody raise their hand?
Oh, yeah.
President. Mr. Vice, release the record.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for each one that's in this meeting this evening. I pray, Father, for this county. I pray for each citizen. I pray for your comfort to lay your hands upon our situation. It's a beautiful time of year, Father. Thank you for your beautiful Son, Jesus, and what he means in our lives. We celebrate his birth. Thank you for this meeting. Thank you for each one that's here again. Thank you for the CLB members, and I just ask, Father, that you'll be with us. Help us to make good decisions. And I ask that you'll bless each one of us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Mr. Gill, release the record.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks to everybody that's come out tonight for the meeting. If you would put your cell phone on silent, it'd be very much appreciated. First thing on the agenda tonight will be roll call.
Andy Ford. Bill Miller.
Here.
Caleb Blazer.
Here.
Jason McMahon.
Here.
Norman Smith.
Here.
Tracy Stepp. Jonathan Templin.
Here.
Jeff Esslinger. Dan Bright. Wilma Ball.
Here.
Rick Vassar.
Yes.
David Veridoff. Tim Lehman.
Here.
Billy Hudson.
Yes, ma'am.
And before we go on, I know we have several members that are sick tonight. There's a lot of sickness going around. Just keep them in your prayers. Next thing on the agenda is approval of minutes. We have a motion to approve. Mr. Vassar, seconded by Mr. Templin. Any questions? Not all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carried. Number 3, notaries. David Ivan Slager for Western Surety and Fisher Insurance. Do we have a motion to approve? Ms. Ball, do we have a second? And Mr. Miller, any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That motion carried. In a matter of any committee reports, budget.
Mr. Chairman, the Budget Committee was not able to meet this month, but attached our transfers and amendments. I have been asked to address one thing. You'll see some money going into fund balance and coming out of transfers then. Those are the tax anticipation notes that you all approved a couple months ago to help cover any additional operating costs that we need due to the flooding. Right now, I'm just putting it in lines that need it. So as we go forward in January and February, you'll probably see it come out of unassigned and go into the line that it's needed. But until I know which lines are needed, I have to put it for accounting purposes in fund balance.
Any questions? If not, if not, do we have a motion to approve? Mr. Lehman, seconded by Ms. Blazer. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Andy Ford, Bill Miller,
Yes.
Gayla Blazer,
Yes.
Jason McMahon,
Yes.
Norman Smith,
Yes.
Tracy Stepp, Jonathan Templin,
Yes.
Jeff Esslinger, Dan Bright, Wilma Ball,
Yes.
Rick Vassar,
Yes.
David Verdoff, Tim Lehman,
Yes.
Billy Hudson.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman, attached are also the transfers and amendments for the school system. I don't know if there's a representative here for the school system.
We have a motion to approve for the school system. Mr. Vassar, seconded by Ms. Ball. Any questions? Not, roll call, please.
Andy Ford, Bill Miller,
Yes.
Gayla Blazer,
Yes.
Jason McMahon,
Yes.
Norman Smith,
Yes.
Tracy Stepp, Jonathan Templin,
Yes.
Jeff Esslinger, Dan Bright, Wilma Ball,
Yes.
Rick Vassar,
Yes.
David Verdoff, Tim Lehman, Billy Hudson.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman, attached is the budget calendar for the 25-26 year. This basically lays out a plan for the budget committee to operate on the next year's budget.
We have a motion to approve. Mr. McMahon, seconded by Ms. Blazer. Any questions? If not, let's do a roll call on that too, please.
Andy Ford, Bill Miller,
Yes.
Gayla Blazer,
Yes.
Jason McMahon,
Yes.
Norman Smith,
Yes.
Tracy Stepp, Jonathan Templin,
Yes.
Jeff Esslinger, Dan Bright, Wilma Ball,
Yes.
Rick Vassar,
Yes.
David Verdoff, Tim Lehman,
Yes.
Billy Hudson.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all for them.
Thank you. Anything for sanitation?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, general? Nothing? Public safety?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I, as chairman of the Public Safety, have set a meeting for January 13th, 2025, 5:30 p.m. here in the circuit courtroom, and everyone's welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Vassar. Anything for purchasing? Anything for the racking committee?
Yes, sir, we got a meeting tomorrow night at 6 o'clock here in the courtroom.
Here,
Yeah.
tomorrow night, 6 o'clock.
Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock.
All right,
Everybody's welcome.
all right, thank you. In the matter report from county mayor?
Other than, really the only item of business, and it's really not even business I have, I just want to recognize this will be the last meeting that Melissa Dawson will be acting as our county attorney, and she came in 2024, so she's been here for 4.5 years, and I would just like to thank her. She's got us through a lot of tough times, and we really couldn't know that. I want to thank you, and on behalf of everyone else, I want to say God bless us all, and Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. In the matter report from county attorney?
Okay, I'll make it short. So I've been practicing government law for about 10 years now, and I can safely say that Cocke County has constantly kept me on my toes. But honestly, as an out-of-towner, everyone in this community has been so welcoming. This was a decision I went back and forth on for a while, but I have an opportunity to stay home with my kids, and I couldn't turn it down. But I want you all to know that it's been a privilege to work with you guys, and if you ever need anything, I'm honestly just a phone call away. That's it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank you, person, for all the help that you give us last few years. In a matter report from Cocke County Partnership.
Evening, everyone. Good to see you. Two things I have, and then Darryl will get into the report. The first being, we had spoke about an interlocal agreement. That will be in your packet next month. We've had it sent around to various, the City of Newport, the partnership group, Harrodsville. And so we will go over our last amendments tomorrow, and then we'll have a document for you to approve in January. Secondly, I just want to officially announce that the partnership over the last couple of months has talked about our direction and our leadership, and we agreed to offer Darryl Brady the position to run the partnership, and he has accepted. So we have a lead director of the partnership full-time.
Good move.
Thank you, Mr. Ward. Just on the CLB, just a couple of updates. I think you have your written report in front of you, so I'm not going to take up any of your time. I do want to call attention to Smoky Mountain Innovation Park. We submitted a plat to the Planning Commission, and that's been approved contingent upon the road being paved to TDOT standards, which we will do. We do have a prospect that we are working through some legal agreements with to purchase a lot in the Smoky Mountain Innovation Park. And so we should have more of a clear answer on that within the month. Second thing is on Cosby Sewer Extension, we are getting the work started on the pump station in Wynne and Lower Quarry Road. In addition, the school system is moving ahead on the Cosby schools, so the school system has that on their plate. The other thing is we're continuing to work with our industries and our businesses to help them. If you would, hold on your calendar, I'll send you an email. It looks like we'll have a jobs announcement on this Friday at 4 o'clock. So we plan on scheduling a press conference. We've worked with the company over the past 45 days, and they're going to occupy a portion of the ConAgra building. And it's a startup, but we'll have good salaries, and initially we'll start with 10 employees, and we'll be able to share more of that Friday afternoon. The other news, you or the county mayor tasked our partnership with forming a relief fund for our citizens and our businesses. And we formed, the partnership board formed a subcommittee. They have been diligently at work. Phase one, our partnership collected $259,000, and we distributed $259,000. The partnership covered the administrative costs. There's no administrative cost of that. That's on us. We are doing the necessary paperwork with the state of Tennessee and filing our charitable solicitations report with the Secretary of State. And next, we will begin phase two. Phase two, we had a company step up with a generous donation. Bush Beans donated $1 million to the relief fund. And so as part of that relief fund, we are evaluating with the help of our assessor of property and other entities within our government. We are evaluating those properties that were damaged or destroyed. And what we plan to do with that initially is we're going to pay the property taxes for everyone whose property was damaged. So that should come around in the amounts of up towards somewhere between $200,000 to $300,000. So there is good news there, but I do want you to know that all funds were collected and all funds were sent out per the requirement, and hopefully that makes for a better Thanksgiving for some people. And then we'll be doing some more, and we should have another announcement here in a couple of weeks, but we'll have some more going out before Christmas. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to apologize to the board. I did skip something. I want to apologize to the board. I did skip number 9, the matter report from county commissioners. Any? Okay. Okay, Mr.
I was asked to bring this up in the meeting. It's a positive thing, it's not bad.
called a toy drive that is taking place tomorrow at the rec center. Tim Strange, his business is the corporate sponsor for this, and anybody's welcome to bring their kids up there. There's no pre-registration or anything like that. They're just trying to help, people that have been affected by the floods and things like that. But it starts at 10 o'clock in the morning at the rec center, and it goes until all the toys are distributed.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Vassar.
The 6th District would like to say that it's been my pleasure working with each and every one of you this year. It's been a very challenging year, but it's been an exciting year, and I guess the pulling together has really touched my heart with this county. The way individuals has pulled together, the citizens has pulled together, even individuals way off of here. But I wanted to say how proud I am to work for this county. And I would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Mr. Vassar. Anyone else, any other commissioner? I want to make an announcement for public record. We did have Mr. Barton resign from the rec board. I have appointed Danny Hartzell to take his place. So that's just for public record, okay? Next on the agenda is a matter of report from Priority Ambulance Service. That copy was enclosed. Any questions on that? All right. Matter of report from Keep Cocke County Beautiful. That copy was enclosed. Matter of report from Cocke County Corrections Partnership Committee. There's another meeting. Did you say?
We don't have anything scheduled yet. Our public adjusters just looked at the jail building today, so once we have information back to them and are able to communicate with FEMA to see where we may stand, what our options are, then once we have an idea of our options, then we'll schedule the next meeting.
Okay, thank you. New business, in the matter of Daniel Jeanette and Lacey Bramlett addressing the board regarding rafting.
Yeah, I'm Daniel Jeanette, president of the Rafting Association, and this is Lacey. We're here to ask, we got the meeting tomorrow night, so we're probably jumping the gun on a couple of things, but just so you guys know, I own a company called Smoky Mountain Outdoors. We employ about 160 people. We were a $2 million loss down on the river, and I was fully insured. And my question tonight, just one of many, which hopefully we can address tomorrow night, is I'm rebuilding, but it's hard to rebuild if we don't have more answers about the infrastructure. And so I'm going to let Lacey jump in and say a few things about it, and we'll go from there.
Hi, my name is Lacey. I appreciate you all hearing us tonight. I'm the secretary of the PRPA. I am the operations manager at Over Rafting in Hartford, Tennessee. I've been a member of the community for about 15 years in Hartford and a resident in Cocke County for 15 years as well. I think the main thing we're just really trying to get across to everyone here is we have a lot of experience in that community that might not reach outside of that community, but we are here as liaison and a resource for you. We have a lot of really smart people in our community who have tons of resources statewide and locally, and we want to extend that offer. If there's an issue that comes up or you're ready to start on a project that's going to affect our 2025 rafting season, we just want to make it an open invitation that we are here to be utilized as a resource for our county. We brought in 170,000 roughly tourists to Cocke County last year, which brought in about $350,000, $360,000 in river usage fees. And we know right now with the interstate being closed down with the state that our county is in, we are a commodity for our county. We want to generate revenue for you. But just like Daniel said, I think we're all having a hard time understanding where our marketing dollars go right now. We want to know where our future lies, how we can help our county and help ourselves, obviously. But we need to know where those things are, how those things are moving forward. So we're just requesting more like consistent communication, so our companies or Daniel himself can continue to invest in his marketing, continue to invest in our county when it comes to generating revenue and pulling more of that tourism dollars from the surrounding counties, mainly Sevier County.
Yeah, we're 10 weeks from opening up, and it's kind of tough to not just take the money and run, if you guys put yourself in our shoes, because I'm building back 100%, but we got to have the infrastructure to support it, and we'll address a lot of this tomorrow night at our meeting, but it's a really tough situation, and listen, first of all, kudos to everything the county's done. We noticed markings on the road today. What road is that?
Down near Denton, I saw
Yeah.
River Road or Hartford Road, however you would identify it.
And where's Danny's, what's the road, Danny's?
Trail Hollow.
Trail Hollow. So we're seeing progress, it's good, but there's still a lot more to do. And I know that we'll do everything we can, but we have options for interest-free loans, grants, we've done the work. We've got a lot of people from other rivers that are a part of the America Outdoors Association, and everybody's working to help. Literally, the Pigeon River and the NOLA Chucky are the topic of discussion nationwide in our industry. So, a lot to be done, and hopefully we can address this tomorrow, but just don't forget about us, because a lot of house payments depend on me, and same with Lacey and them. So, a lot of locals work for us, and but we've got to have these roads going. And you know, Duke Energy, when I met with them, said that the base of the road, we're talking about the Waterville Road from the 451 bridge to the power plant. They said the hard part's been done. The base of the road is there. Now it's up, but they said it's up to the county to do the rest, which is to make the road a two-lane road all the way up there. And listen, we feel bad in some ways of asking for this, because we know how many people have lost their homes, all the damage that's been, that we've all had happen to us. So we get it, but we also have a dog in the fight as well. And so
We want to help our county.
we want to help overall and get the ball rolling. Chalet knows me. I've been on the river for 32 years, and my company alone has paid over $1.7 million just in river fees. So, you know, I've got a vested interest in this as well. I get a little choked up talking about it because I'm from Brentwood, Franklin, Tennessee, but this is my home. And life is not normal right now. So, with that being said, you know, we understand that everybody else is in just about a situation that's been affected by the flood. So hopefully we can address this tomorrow night at the meeting and move forward from there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right, in the matter of scheduling a public safety meeting, Mr. Vasher, I guess that's already done, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. In the matter of allocating remaining ARPA funds estimated at $2.5 million, waiting on final conferment from the governor's office to Cocke County's increased capital and operating costs due to Hurricane Helene. Somebody want to speak to that?
I can speak to that.
Okay.
So this is something that we've been working with the governor's office for the last 2 or 3 weeks. We had a thought, we've got the ARPA funds that the county received that have to be spent by the end of next year. We have several projects that it's going to run through TDEC that have matching funds. And we started looking at that and thought, well, there's going to be some money left over for all these projects that we want to do improve. These are the ones we talked about. This is the Cosby package plant for their septic. This is the master plan for 440. It's also the sewer to go to the innovation park. Well, we figured out that if you take our matching funds out, there's still more than enough money to complete the project. So we petitioned the governor's office and asked that we have that match forgiven so that we can use those funds, which all total amounts to $2.5 million that we already have. They're just committed as matching funds. And we worked for several weeks for the governor's office. They were great to work with, and I just got verification right before we got here on an email that yes, those are going to be forgiven. So we have Now, the county has $2.5 million in unrestricted funds to help aid in our recovery, thanks to the governor's office, and the cooperation between the county and the governor's office. So that's, I just wanted, so now it's up to us, where it's coming before you all, because those funds have to be allocated before the end of the year. I think December 20th is the deadline, so this is the perfect time to allocate those funds to put toward that $2.5 million that we never did have before to get us closer to recovery. So it's a Christmas present from the governor, and I'm very appreciative.
Any questions about that? I have one.
Yes, sir.
I know if we allocate that to the recovery, and I know hopefully FEMA is going to reimburse us. So if we use that toward the recovery and we keep good records of how is that possible that even once we spend it, we can get some of that back?
It is.
That's what I thought.
That's kind of I didn't want to bring that up because I didn't want to try to paint too rosy of a picture, but if we spend that towards reimbursable expenses and get 75 cents on the dollar back, it's almost like getting it back again, but this time when you get it back to FEMA, it doesn't have the clock ticking on it.
All right, that's what I thought. And at this point, I'm looking for any rosy picture I can find.
That's a little bit more rosy. Yeah.
Any other questions? If not, do we have a motion to approve? By Mr. Vasher, seconded by Mr. Hudson. Let's do a roll call. Any questions? If not, roll call, please.
Andy Ford, Bill Miller,
Yes.
Gayla Blazer,
Yes.
Jason McMahon,
Yes.
Norman Smith,
Yes.
Tracy Stepp, Jonathan Templin, Jeff Esslinger, Dan Bright, Wilma Ball,
Yes.
Rick Vassar,
Yes.
David Verdahl, Tim Langman,
Yes.
Billy Hudson.
Yes, ma'am.
9-5.
So, Mr. Chairman, we're working on more.
Okay, thank you. D, in the matter of appointing Billy Hudson to the Budget Committee. We have
I'll make a motion.
and have a second from Ms. Ball. You must be mad at yourself. No. Any questions? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? I want to get that done before he changes his mind. In the matter of approval of the contract for the new county attorney, do we have a motion to approve? Mr. McMahon, second by Mr. Templin. Any questions? There's money involved. We need to do a roll call with that, please.
Andy Ford, Bill Miller,
Yes.
Gayla Blazer,
Yes.
Jason McMahon,
Yes.
Norman Smith,
Yes.
Tracy Stepp, Jonathan Templin,
Yes.
Jeff Esslinger, Dan Bright, Wilma Ball,
Yes.
Rick Vassar,
Yes.
David Verdahl, Tim Langman,
Yes.
Billy Hudson.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, F, in the matter of approving the following rezoning requests, number one was the one on 160 that was spoken about and that Mr. Morgan spoke to us about. Melvin Hopkins, 565 Highway 160, R1 to A1 for the possible RV park. Do we have a motion to approve this one? Okay, and so I'm gonna ask one more time if we have a motion to approve. If not, it will be turned down and we'll go back to the zoning board. All right, one more time, do we have a motion to approve? All right, that request fails by lack of motion. All right, number two, Scott Allen, Smoky Lane map, 083C, Group C, 001, R1 to C2 for mini storage units. We have a motion to approve. We have a motion by Mr. Lehman. We have a second by Mr. Hudson. Any questions? All right, roll call, please.
Andy Ford, Bill Miller,
Yes.
Gayla Blazer,
Yes.
Jason McMahon,
No.
Norman Smith,
Yes.
Tracy Stepp, Jonathan Templin,
No.
Jeff Esslinger, Dan Bright, Wilma Ball,
No.
Rick Vassar,
Yes.
David Verdahl, Tim Langman,
Yes.
Billy Hudson.
Yes.
Motion failed. So that will go back to the zoning board also. G, in the matter of approving the following zoning map corrections. And I'm just gonna read these, again, these are just zoning map corrections. Cynthia Morgan, 1930 East Highway 2570 maps, 048 parcel, 034.02, R1 to C1. Hannah Stephen East Drive, map 033 North, Group A parcel, 033.02, currently no zoning to R1. Number 3, 440 truck stop, 1893 Highway 73, map 084K, Group A, parcel 028.00, R1 to C2. Innovation Park Highway, 25 East map, 046 parcel, 020.00, C1 to I1. And number 5, Pandiff LLC, 1440 West Highway 2570 map, 045 parcel, 028.00, partially zoned C1/R1 to C2. These are just map corrections. Do we have a motion to approve? Mr. Vasher, do we have a second? Mr. Templin? Let's do a roll call on those two, please.
Andy Ford, Bill Miller, Gayla Blazer,
Yes.
Jason McMahon,
Yes.
Norman Smith,
Yes.
Tracy Stepp, Jonathan Templin,
Yes.
Jeff Esslinger, Dan Bright, Wilma Ball,
Yes.
Rick Vassar,
Yes.
David Verdahl, Tim Lehman, Billy Hudson.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, motion carried. Number 5, miscellaneous, anyone have anything? Mr. Vasher?
Mr. Chairman, real quickly, and I want to get this straight. Let me get my paperwork right here. It's about the rafting, about the, Daniel and Lacey, come up about the rafting, about the road going from, Waterville Road up to the power plant. Could I get some type of update? The 6th District would like to know what's going on with that road, because if we only have 6 weeks or so before the rafting starts, could we please get an update of what the county's doing, since it's been brought back over into the county to do their part of that road?
Does anybody have an update on
The only thing, I don't have anything as far as what the road department, I know the road department started engineering on that, just for you guys to talk to. So they had the engineering piece, and TDOT, we got an estimate from TDOT, and it's gonna be $5 million to fix that. So that's what we have right now from TDOT. Todd can maybe speak more intelligently than I can about
All
the rest
I'll
of
tell
it.
you is it's been turned over to the engineering firm, and they'll turn it out to bid for us, or they bids, and we'll put it to the contract.
And under FEMA, it is one of our rapid projects under FEMA, so it is one that they're putting a rush on. So if for us on our side, we're 100%, we're all in on it. It's just the funding and where the funding comes from. That's the only problem we have with that.
And Mr. Vasser, I think they're having a meeting tomorrow, and I think the highway department's being asked to be there, so maybe they might have some more
Very good,
information.
that answered my.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay.
Mr. Brady, if you want to mention about the boat ramp and TDOT.
Mr. Chairman, also, I believe TDEC is addressing the boat ramps too for the rafting industry, so they're working on that as well, and figuring out a way to get that done promptly.
All right. Was that answer your question,
Yes,
Mr.
it
Vasser?
does, Mr. Chairman.
All right, and I want to clear up things before we adjourn. There was some miscommunication came out that there would be a meeting tomorrow night on the flooding, staying in the flood. But there is no meeting tomorrow night. The last that we discussed was we wanted more information from the assessments that came out. So we need to make sure we get that out to the public tonight. That there is no meeting tomorrow night concerning staying in the flood program, okay? All right,
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Jeanette has a question.
No,
One thing
we're moving on.
Sorry.
Anybody else have any questions? If not, I have a motion to adjourn. Second? All right. Meeting adjourned.